welcome to your energy reels. It's my pleasure to read for you, as you know, and as you also know, these readings are timeless and signless, so you don't actually need to have any Leo placements that are significant for these messages to resonate with you, and you don't have to watch this video at the time that it's being published for the messages to be for you as well. If they resonate, then yay, and if they don't, I would invite you to take a step back, then, live a little, spend some time outside, let the energy solidify a little bit more, then come back and watch the video and see if anything resonates. Okay? If you'd like to work personally with me, we do everything. Energy readings, healings, mentoring, all that. You can find me on my Etsy page. The link is on this page, wherever you are watching this video. All right, let's jump in. Yes! I always try to get it out in like the first 44 seconds of this video. All right, so let's see. Wow, it just felt like two paths came up. Wow, it was like boing, boing, two paths came up. Now, ooh, look at these other two. So two paths came up, 1 minute, 1 second, 0, 1, 0, 1. But what I would like to show you is look at both of these paths. Of course, they don't look fun. One path, it says dowsing rod, I get it, but when I'm seeing it, it always looks like this big X marks the spot. More like X, don't enter, that's what it is. Don't enter this way. So it feels a little foreboding a bit. And on the right side, it says a gamble, like who wants any of those paths? And then here we see these two paths kind of coming in. I don't know which one wants to go on the left. I think this one's very active. What is this? Sensitivity, a ring, wow. Healing, wow. Both of these paths look good. I like that. And then part of me wants to say, should they be together? Like, why can't we have both? But they're pushing themselves apart a bit, so it's kind of giving a little bit of a timeline thing. So what they're saying here, the energies as they're presenting, it's kind of like, hey, do you have an idea of what it is that you would like? What is it that you'd like? If you watch this channel, you know we're very big on understanding our sovereignty, understanding that our real identity is a sovereign being. Your consciousness, and you are a sovereign being. And everything else that you believe to be true or whatever while you're down here cannot be trusted. It is to be taken with a grain of salt, because you've been so conditioned over lifetimes after lifetimes that you see an evolutionary step, tainted with trauma, by the way, that is more of the earth than of actuality in the kingdom of creation, all that is. Okay, so long story short, we're all blind down here, but we're doing the best that we can. And that's why we need to heal, because healing is never going to be about the body. You may amputate, you may have life-saving treatments and this and that keep your physical body alive here, but the root cause will not be healed until you do the work on the only level that counts, which is the mental level. And I'm not talking about psychology, I'm talking about in your energetic field, the mental level. Why? Because you're consciousness. We're all consciousness. That's all we are. You're just showing up as a cute little physical body here because you are literally abiding by the laws or the physical laws of this dimension, which is the third dimension. It's physical. Okay? And that's why you're perceiving through your cute little physical eyes and your physical senses the physicality of your body. But your actual body is much huge. We're all one, blah, 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 blah. So that being said, get rid of what you think you're seeing. Even seeing this video is not even in your now moment, because I'm making it before you technically see it, even though right now as I'm making it, I'm feeling all of your energies here. Why? Because somewhere before I sat down to make it, it has already happened. So you have to understand, a lot of us need to become a little bit more well-versed in understanding the relationship between the physical world and the non-physical world. And that is always going to boil down to the same thing, whether you're talking about the body or your physical environment, and that is that the physical is only and can only ever be a carbon copy of a blueprint that occurs in the non-physical space. All right? So if that's the case, and you look around and you realize, oh, I'm seeing it, I'm touching it, all of this and that, it's not real anymore, and it's just really actually just a manifestation of beliefs. And who knows whether some of those beliefs are real anyway, right? Some of them were just so tainted with fear and hatred and this and that, am just better off closing my eyes. So when you go to manifest or go to direct your reality from the only place that you can create, which is the now moment at the mental level of consciousness, closing your eyes can be very helpful. So go ahead and do that. Think about what it is that you would like to see. If you had carte blanche and you can really create and divine and direct the reality that you would like to have, what would that look like? What would it look like when you wake up? Who would be there? What kind of conversations would you have? Would you even be working in the same job? Or, so just have fun with it, but without interrupting it with false ideas that you can just open your eyes and look around and see, oh, my bank account says 0, so then I'll just go ahead and stop directing my thoughts to this idea of a new car. Well, you're already like killing the whole process there. 5 minutes, 55 seconds. So the first card here is saying that you have to get into the right state of mind. It's always going to be mind, so that you can allow yourself to have a shift, right? A change in perception. Healing is only changes in perception. Go ahead and ask for what it is that you want. Also remembering that your desires, so we're just doing the best we can down here, but you can see it's ultimately futile because we desire according to our beliefs about the world and our place in it. That's why people have desires for all sorts of stuff. And then later on, they'll be like, oh my God, I wasted my money. That wasn't even that important. But I wanted it because I was thinking this, or I had thoughts about that. Yeah, it's called you just don't know what you want. And so that's why whenever we think about, giving ourselves desires or expressing our desires, there should always be a little caveat to remind us that we don't actually know what we want. We're incapable of it. Oh, look at that. It's the illusion. And the best that we can do is actually ask Spirit, who knows us very well. Look at it. Clarity. Wow. You guys saw me shuffling these cards. Right? Ask Spirit to show you the reality. You may be like, what? Yeah, because you can't. Like a cute little fish in a cute little fish bowl, it can have all the desires it wants, but it has no concept of anything other than water. It doesn't even know what water is. It might as well be oxygen for it or anything, because there's no other thing in a fish bowl to really think about, right? What about the inconceivable? And so that means that the fish doesn't actually have a grasp on reality at all. Anything that the cute little fish, believes to be true, whether he's published scientific journals and all this, that, and using his tools of medicine and technology and all of these things, or just walking out and using whatever, I don't know, it will never be the real deal because it's not based on the real. Oh, yeah. That mixtape will be coming out later. All the proceeds will go to somewhere. But you get it? So long story short, there's always something more to perceive. As you do your inner work, you start to create the space for new vision, new ideas to come through. Quick example. So let's say I'm your girl. Hi. I'm your bestie, Janelle Bean. And you're like, hey, Jay, I'm thinking about, I kind of want to take a trip and go to this place, for the next 3 months, maybe this country, spend like 3 months as a tourist and see if I can get a job. I don't know. And there you are telling me all about this, talking about your desires and this and that. And now you may come thinking you know what you want, and then we start to talk and I'm like, okay, well, that sounds great. Well, what you feeling? Where's your heart at? When you start to list the things that you desire through our conversation, maybe you may start to realize that, wow, I'm actually not in alignment with my desire. I'm saying I want these things, but I wasn't actually viewing this option that has appeared to me properly. Because if I were, I would realize that I'm not actually going to be able to have access to the things that I wanted, which I thought was the whole reason for me going there, right? Or you may come out of our conversation realizing, oh my gosh, I came here, Jay, to ask you for advice about this and which way should I go, what should I do? And talking with you, I realized I actually already know what I want to do. I want to go. And then I'll look at you like, yeah, You just wanted permission to do it. Now, you know me, always ready at the ready with the shadow work. Let's take a look at why you felt you needed permission. Because if you feel like you need permission from me, what you're actually communicating to your friendly local reader, who doesn't really have to use any intuition to notice, what you're conveying and communicating is that you don't feel like an adult. You don't feel like you're in control of your destiny. First of all, what adult is. Anyway, all of us out here, we're all adults, and we know that we're just doing the best we can. That's why we look at other adults and we realize they don't know what they're doing, right? But that kind of level of awareness comes from, you know, a lot of adult years. But anyway, so the point is, what is it that you want? Take a look at what it is that you want. What do you feel having that thing, that person, place, thing, situation, idea? These are forms, right? What do you think having those forms will create for you? What feeling? Because at the end of the day, we're all just chasing a certain feeling, a certain identity, a certain whatever, to what? To make us feel at our core, which is where the beliefs really are, 11 minutes, 11 seconds, to make us feel that we are the W word, worthy. Okay? Worthy. That we are worthy. If you want to know what you think a worthy person is in your eyes, think about answering this question. What kind of person do you think has it all together? Some of you will be like, oh, this person has it all together if they have their bills paid, they're on time, they've got a house, they've got this, they've got that, blah, blah, blah. Another one will say, oh, well, to me, a person has it all together if they are able to like be a great contributing member of a community, and like they have the respect and value of the people around them, that they contribute in ways that they could feel proud of. Another person would be like, oh, a really worthy person is someone who like beats the odds, and no matter what's going on in their life, they can create and they can still like make something of themselves, and they're super creative and they tap into their sense of self. They know who they are. These are three different people viewing an ideal of worthiness that on some level they aspire to be, and that on some level they secretly, whether they know it or not, don't believe themselves to actually have fully, right? So my point that I'm trying to say is shadow work. It's time to get into yourself. It's time to start understanding yourself, because if you don't understand what's going on inside of you, what do you want? Reverse engineer. What do you want? Why do you want it? Where's that desire coming from? What do you think that you're going to have? What in your belief system makes you equate having those things with value and worth? You may be like, it's not a worthiness issue, Jay. I'm just thinking it is a worthiness issue. And if you don't believe me, as I always say, come see me. We will spend some time together and you will understand why it's a worthiness issue. It's just that you can't see that deeply inside, right? That's why we have to get into our third eye, and we have to use our metaphysical beyond the physical stuff, so that we can access more that is hidden behind the conditioning that you have. When you start to really work through these things, that's when you start to look at the choices that you have, and what first appeared to be dangerous pathways or confusing pathways are no longer appearing that way, because you no longer have illusion. In other words, you're no longer projecting your biases onto what's in front of you. Truly, if you were for real seeing, you would just see light. There's only light. There are waves of light. But you're carrying certain biases that out of all the places you can be in this entire universe, entire everything, you see yourself as here, now, watching this video, seeing these cards, seeing my cute little hands, all of this. You're just projecting form upon form because of your belief system. If you really get to your healing and you really get there, I mean, maybe this is going to have to come for all of us after we leave this planet, you will see there was nothing there to begin with. And that's why we can say, there is no spoon. That's right. But you believe in spoons, and so therefore you will see spoons. But if you don't even believe in spoons, you don't have a concept of it, how can you, right, even be haunted by it, aspire for it, all sorts of stuff. Anyway, long story short, it's time to get inside and see what it is that you actually want. What is it that you would like to have for yourself, and take it from there.